These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Okay, it's the OG edition of Write That Down on the OG Score North podcast. Mackey and Judd. And we're going to get to the accountability session. We're going to get to the predictions. We're the only show that actually puts statistics next to our predictions on this version and on the Purple Daily Football and Vikings version. So before we do all those things, let's shout out legit pizza during the first half of the year. It's actually Green Mill Pizza. So Peps makes a lot of great pizza. They make legit pizza, which you can find in grocery stores. And they also distribute Green Mill Pizza, that iconic Green Mill restaurant brand that Minnesotans are very familiar with. That tavern-style pizza, extreme supreme, il primo, hand-tossed pepperoni, meat lovers. That's right, meat lovers. Football. Find Green Mill restaurant pizzas and more, including soft breadsticks, sauces at your local grocer. Learn more at greenmillfoods.com. All right. Well, here's how it works if the audience is new to Write That Down. For the last decade or so, we've been making 3 predictions every single week. Everyone on the show, they must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to be like Jason and participate as a guest listener predictor, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled for some time in the coming weeks. But are you guys ready to be held accountable for your wrong predictions?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
no.
Good news for Judd. The only one that came off the board for you. I think it's a home run here. You said the Twins would hire at least 3 new coaches, and at least 3 will have Major League Baseball playing experience.
It's the third.
The third is the whatchamacallit, catcher guy. He's a catcher guy. Hold on a second. I mean, you're the Twins beat podcaster. You tell me.
The catcher guy.
Hold on a second. Rayburn. What was the? What's his name? Rebello. Mike Rebello.
Mike Rebello.
I mean, let me just find
Phil.
his Major League Grand
Phil
Tour.
just going to work on this.
Mike Rebello.
Yeah, Mike Rebello.
Mike Rebello played.
Yeah.
He played
Mike
catcher
Rebello from the
for
neighborhood.
was it the Marlins?
And
yeah,
Tigers.
the Marlins and the Tigers.
Nice.
Not to be confused with Mike Redmond, who would just walk naked around.
Just helicoptering everyone uncomfortably.
Oh boy.
I will expect a full report on all of our desks about Mike Rebello as the assistant, whatever the hell coach, and how he's going to make an impact on this franchise. But he did play in the majors along with LaTroy Hawkins and Grady Sizemore. So, nice job, Judd.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, I had a bad week. I said the Vikings would score a 50-yard touchdown or more against the Bears. I said C.J. Ham would have a touch against the Bears. He was out there a lot.
He's out there. Yeah.
He was out there a lot. Didn't quite get a touch. He was mostly in protecting against those blitzes. And then listeners, Anthony said the Gophers basketball team would lose to Mizzou, but Cade Tyson would make at least 50% of his three-point attempts. They did lose, and Cade Tyson went, I think, 0 for 5.
Oh.
But they're beating up on the bad team. Not beating up. They're beating the bad teams.
Yeah.
The
Chicago
Green Bay
State
game on Saturday. Good Lord.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
Doug Gottlieb's got that team feisty.
Back after this. I'll be back to coach you after these words. And here's a hot take for you before we run a play.
And then and at halftime, I'm going to power rank all the players on my roster. Presented by... Dylan said the 2025 Jets will make the playoffs. I don't know if this is mathematically a dead deal yet, but it is for the purposes of cleaning up the accountability spreadsheet. That's not going to happen. Okay, Dex, you said the Packers would not cover the 7-point spread. It's a push. So this just comes off the board, I guess. Right?
Yeah. I guess.
Because they didn't not cover it? You said they wouldn't cover the 7. They didn't cover the 7. It was a 7-point game.
Yeah. If I remember right, I'm just remembering the process here, is I saw ESPN at 7, and you had it as 7.5, and I said, should I just take the 7.5? And you said, well, if there's 7 out there.
You saw 7. You saw
and I
7.
took 7, and I took 7.
So it's
6, 7.
So it's a push.
So it's just negates. I don't know. Yeah.
So you just to verbalize this, you said the Packers will not win by more than 7.
I think we might need an official ruling from lawyer Chase.
Is it wrong?
I don't know. I know what you guys are saying, and I think you did it right, Phil. But I'm not smart enough to process this.
Like they didn't cover the 7.
I don't know. Yeah.
But they didn't not cover the 7.
Yeah.
I think we need if lawyer Chase is consuming this episode, we may need a ruling on this. But,
yep, I agree.
You said Ant would drop 40 in a game sometime in the last week. The problem is they're blowing teams out by so much. He's not playing enough minutes to get there. And then you said Luke Keyshaw would get Rookie of the Year votes. He did get like a 4th and a 5th place vote. He was on the ballot. Nice job, Luke Keyshaw. Nothing off the board for AJ. So here's where the season stats are right now. Declan, 300, 1 point above Judd at 299.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm at 283 in a spiral. Listeners at 260. Dex, Judd, listeners all with 6 homers on the season. I have 5. And then career stats going back to 2018. Declan, 343 average. He leads that category. Judd, 387 career hits. Listeners with 76 career home runs. And then we don't show this very often, but just to catch people up, here's a list of all-time batting titles dating back to 2008. Dave Harrigan, the first documented, as we kept stats every week.
1898?
Well, 4 producers ago. Dave Harrigan, 2018. Jonathan Harrison with that 507 average. We had a couple asterisks here. So Jonathan Harrison 507 in 2019. He was batting like 200 leading into December. And he said, "Hey, can I pick all the bowl games? Like all of the bowl games?" And we're like, "If you want, whatever." And so he picked all the bowl games and hit like 60% on the bowl games, and it vaulted his batting average up. And then Rami in 2020, not to laugh at someone's misfortune, he was off to a hot start, and then COVID hit, and the company laid a bunch of people off. And so Rami was in the club, including Rami, and Rami was in the clubhouse with a 512 average, and it obviously held up over the course of the season. So, and then Judd, you're a 2-time batting champion there, 2023 and 2021.
Wow, that's right. So in retrospect now, did Rami have enough at bats too? He probably did, right?
I mean, we'd have to go back and probably relitigate that. You could argue that
it's fine. It's fine. You know what? He deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah, Rami crushing it in Milwaukee right now.
Yeah,
doing some stuff in Chicago too. So
awesome.
So there you go. All right, that's your history lesson of Write That Down going back. Let's get Jason in here making his debut on Write That Down. What's going on, Jason?
How's it going, guys? Glad to be here.
Yeah, give us your background as a Vikings or Minnesota sports fan. How'd you get started?
Well, I grew up and lived in Minnesota most of my life, but I remember my dad was always into sports, so got into the Twins and the Vikings. And there's a couple of, there's a random game in 1985 that reminded me that you always have to be a fan and you never leave the game. So Judd will probably remember this. Do you remember the Vikings-Eagles game where they came back from 23 to nothing?
Mm-hmm.
And they scored 4 touchdowns in a matter of 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. And I just remember seeing that and going, you never stop watching and you always stay till the end. So, and that came true when I was at the Colts game and I stayed at halftime and didn't leave.
Wow.
Yeah, I did leave. So, boy.
we made Judd
I
leave.
didn't learn.
I remember Judd left. I remember watching
by my friends.
And then
I pulled that game up, by the way. Yeah, it was December 1st of 1985. Vikings 28, Eagles 23, all 28 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, the coolest
culminating
thing too,
Anthony Carter 2 long touchdown receptions from Wade Wilson with Jan Stenerud extra points.
Well, the coolest thing about that game too is Wade Wilson got benched at halftime because he was so bad, and they put a quarterback named Steve Bono in who went 1 for 10 for 5 yards, and they had to bring Wilson back in at the fourth quarter.
Steve Bono, man. Then Steve Bono was with the Niners. He was the 3rd guy behind Montana and Steve Young at one point, if I remember.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
And that was Bud's one season back, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was
Or
the
the
year he
Steckle.
came back after the Steckel debacle.
Yep.
Amazing. Love the history lesson. All right, Jason, good stuff, man. We'll start with your first prediction, then over to Judd, Dex, and I will round it out here. So if you're ready, Jason, let's do it.
Write this down.
All right. So I recently relocated to Phoenix about a year and a half ago. So I'm planning on going to the Suns T-Wolves game on Friday as part of the NBA Cup. And I don't know if this is a home run or not, but here's my prediction: the T-Wolves will win by at least 10, and Rudy will have a double-double.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-item parlay. They're going to win by at least 10, and Rudy with you said a double-double?
Yep.
Yep. I think that's a home run if all three of those things hit, for sure.
Cool.
Curious to see what that, and maybe they've already played a home NBA Cup game, but what does the Phoenix court look like? Bright orange?
It can't be as bad as the Wolves court, so I'm looking forward to the
actual
game.
sun that's like rising from the court. Players are walking on hot sun coals.
Write this down.
Judd, you're up next.
All right. So just for some context here, Zeev Booyam, the Wild's really good rookie defenseman, is right now, he took his first shift in a 3-on-3 OT on Sunday. Previously, he has not played on it, but he was put on this earth in part to play in 3-on-3. He's good with the puck, great skater. So write this down. Zeev Booyam will score at least one overtime goal for the Wild in 3-on-3, so not the playoffs, this season.
Okay.
So I think they're going to start to incorporate him more. They play Brodeen, and God bless him, but he's older, and he's trying not to make mistakes constantly. And the point of 3-on-3 is to try to score goals. I know that teams don't believe that now. It's all about possession, but screw that. Z Booyam's going to score an OT goal. Don't get me started. 3-on-3 has been ruined by
I
coaches.
trust the process more than the results.
3-on-3 has
That's
been
fine.
ruined like everything else in sports by coaches.
Might have to make it 2-on-2 till we get what we want, which is chaos.
No, because that's a good point. Okay, because we don't want the shootout
Write this
anymore.
down.
God knows. Oh, yuck.
Old Dex.
All right, write this down. I'm going to make a hockey prediction. I'm going to make a Wild prediction as well. They got the Canes tonight. And Judd, Jesper Wallsted's riding a big shutout streak, correct? Back-to-back shutouts, and then, probably there's a little carryover, right, from the previous game.
He hasn't given up like a 5-on-5 goal in a tremendous amount of time.
So, 3-item parlay here.
Ooh.
Wild lose to the Canes. Jesper Wallsted allows at least 3 goals, and at least 2 of them are 5v5 goals.
Wow. So negative.
So Wild lose.
He's back.
Wallsted. We're playing the goaltender. Now that's what I call Declan. In terms of now that's what I call music. Goaltender regression. Goaltender regression. This is more of a season-to-season thing more than a game-to-game. But for this case, I'm going to say Wallsted does allow some goals tonight. He'll allow at least 3 goals, and at least 2 of them are 5v5 goals. Write it down.
Boy, I love old school Judd's hockey show Dex showing up here right
Just
now. Hardcore.
Rapping on the wall. The wall of St. Paul.
The Wall of St. Paul.
All
It's a great name. All right, write this down. Write this down. I'm going to make a random NFL prediction here, but I think the Dallas Cowboys are onto something here. They got Quinnen Williams. They got Logan Wilson, that linebacker from Cincinnati. And I flirted with this prediction on Hot Take Tuesday O-line committee yesterday. They're 4-5-1 right now, the Cowboys, 4-5-1. But they also have a gauntlet. They play the Eagles, the Chiefs, and like the Lions the next 3 weeks.
Sure.
But it's the second highest scoring offense in the NFL, and their defense is kind of healthy and locked in. I'm going to say this. Write this down. The Dallas Cowboys will be mathematically still in playoff contention going into Week 18.
Wow.
They will have a shot at the playoffs, the 4-5-1 Cowboys, despite the gauntlet schedule.
Okay.
Going into Week 18. Even if it's a 0.5%, they need 5 other things to happen. They will be mathematically alive going into Week 18 for a playoff spot. Write it down.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Write this down.
Okay. You know me, big Cowboys guy here.
Stupid
big,
tie.
Big Cowboys. Yeah, the
Stupid
tie
tie.
makes it so hard.
Stupid.
Thanks, Skip Bayless.
Yeah. Cowboys and Vikings, same amount of wins with that offense. Think about that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, they're literally averaging like 30 points a game offensively right now. The Vikings can't complete a pass until the 2-minute drill of the fourth quarter. Let's go back to Jason here for your second prediction.
All right, I'm trying to put some Twins positivity out here. So the Twins will sign at least one long contract, and I have some parameters to that, to either as an extension or a free agent. So the contract must be at least 3 years and at least $20 million average salary.
Okay.
Oh wow,
I feel
average
like
salary.
so
Yeah.
20
So
million average. Okay.
yeah. So at least three. So it could be 3 years, 70 million, 3 years, 60 million, whatever. I
I
thought
feel like
15 at
we're
first, but I thought 20 was a better number. Let's
okay. It's
shoot for
more round. We're seeing a phenomenon with like qualifying offers. I think players and agents are nervous, and like teams don't want to give out long-term contracts going into the work stoppage in a year. So I do think this would be a home run for multiple reasons if it hits for Jason, because it feels like the market is pulling back with 1 year until a potential work stoppage. So
Write this down.
I think they'd have to clear out a couple guys to make that signing happen. I doubt if they're adding 20 million, but I don't know, maybe those new investors will show their faces and have some briefcases of cash. Judd, what's your next prediction?
So between now and next week's write that down, the Wolves play Washington, Phoenix, and Sacramento. They will go 3-0.
Okay.
They're going to beat them all.
They better go 3-0.
They're beating bad teams. They will beat three. I mean, Washington's terrible, right? The Suns are and Sacramento, I think they're 2-0 against. Is that correct?
Yes.
They played them twice, so hat trick for them.
Sacramento can be a little feisty.
Sacramento can be feisty, yes.
But they're a feisty 3-11 though, so maybe not as much.
I feel like I feel as if Dallas in their current state and Washington back to back, not exactly great for viewing, but it's almost certain wins.
It's so pathetic to watch, not because of these two guys, but you have Jason Kidd, who's a really, I think, respected coach and figure in the NBA. And Frank Vogel is the lead assistant sitting on that bench while the GM just got fired, rightfully so. Anthony Davis out. Yep. Derek Lively out. Kyrie Irving out. Daniel Gafford out. Luka traded. And so you're going to war with like PJ Washington and Cooper Flagg as a 10 games in rookie.
Yeah.
And those coaches are like, I don't know what the hell we're supposed to do to keep this within 20 points.
Write this down.
We've been coaching teams in the NBA Finals, coaching LeBron, coaching Luka, and here we are.
Yep.
Dex, your next prediction.
I'll make a Wolves one too. It kind of dovetails and a little tease for our hottest takes on Flagrant Howls later today. But Joan Beringer, so he's gotten some minutes and a lot of them against some of those bad teams, but has yet to play in at least 10 minutes in a game yet this season. I think that changes this week. So write this down. Joan Beringer will log at least 10 minutes in a game between now and next week's. Write that down.
I think this is indirectly a prediction about garbage time. I think that's the way it's going to wind up being, which is very possible against these next three opponents.
I think that's the most likely path for this to hit, obviously, because they're playing to such bad teams. But I also want to see him play a little bit more. So Joan Beringer will log at least 10 minutes in a game by next week. Write that down.
I mean, if Finch is praising him too, it is his minutes have come almost exclusively in garbage time so far, but he's played 37 minutes this year, and the NBA, most of like Basketball Reference, they give you the per 36 numbers on players, and it's garbage time. It's against the opposing team's bad players. I get all that, but his per 36 numbers in the 37 minutes he's played. Well, I'll just give you the numbers in the 37 minutes he's played, because that's like a full game. 18 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Shooting 73% mostly on dunks and alley-oops, and also 9 personal fouls.
Nice.
Yeah.
9 personal
Didn't
fouls.
Finch say a couple of days ago that they are planning to send him to Des Moines for a stretch of games?
Yeah, and that's just to get him a little bit more actual playing
I have
time.
no problem with it. I'm just.
But I think I do think he should play some games in Iowa if that it works out schedule wise. But I think he learns a lot more being with the actual NBA team, being on the bench, being at practice every day with Anthony Edwards and defending guys like Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle, et cetera. So
write that down.
okay. I'll I'll make a Wolves prediction here too. So I mean, their schedule is so gettable here. They're currently the 6th seed in the Western Conference. I will say that the Timberwolves, sometime between now and January 1st, will be the number 2 seed in the Western Conference or higher. Number 2 seed in the Western Conference. If they get their next 3 and go to 12-5, the Nuggets right now are 10-3 in that 2 seed. The Rockets are 9-3. So they got to climb some teams, but I think they're going to pop their head up in that little 2 seed in the Western Conference.
Okay.
So write it down.
Write that down.
At some point. Okay, Jason, your third and final prediction.
I'm going to also go Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves have 2 NBA Cup games remaining before the group or full play, whatever they call it, is done. My prediction, write that down, is that they will advance out of group play into the finals or whatever the final 8 teams in the NBA Cup.
Yeah. I want to see him in Vegas. I want him in the Final
They
Four.
get some money for that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have zero shame hanging that banner inside Target Center if they wound up winning the whole bleeping thing.
Yeah.
All right. Jason, great stuff. Great predictions from you. Since you've got this life-altering platform here, is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out in your life?
So I had, before I moved to Phoenix, I had Viking season tickets for years. So I'd like to shout out to the crew that I used to go to games with, which is, hopefully I remember everyone's name. Randy, Andy, Nick, T, Adam, and Matt. So we've all gone to Vikings games every week for like 8 years. So,
Yeah.
and I have been back for 2 games this year. I went to the Bengals game and the Ravens game.
Awesome,
Okay.
man. Shout out to the
That's a good
crew.
one.
Love
Cool.
it. Thanks for the throwback to 85 there was a fun little history lesson too. That's a cool game. I wonder if I'd love to go find that game somewhere in an archive and just watch the comeback. Maybe it's on YouTube somewhere.
Well, I thought about it and I actually found it on YouTube. It's there. It's pretty grainy and ugly, but it's there.
Yeah.
Love it, man.
Not exactly HD.
Love it. All right, Jason, great job and enjoy your football weekend and hopefully we can see you again sometime, man.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, guest listener, predictor, Jason. A couple things here. Number one, we are looking to raise $3,000 this week as part of Give to the Max Week. And the entity that we are standing behind is the Bond Between, formerly Secondhand Hounds. So if you're an animal lover, if we're big animal lovers, big dog parents on this show, and the Bond Between has rescued over 30,000 dogs and cats. And they build programs to help keep people with their pets as well. And we're looking to raise money for them. ScoreNorth.com/donate. If we can get to $3,000, if you have $5 or $50, we'll take any amount. But we're looking to get to $3,000. And if we do, Nutrisource is going to match too. So shout out to Nutrisource. ScoreNorth.com/donate. Also, MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning powering these predictions here today, Judd.
Indeed. And folks, I've been talking about your HVAC now and making sure that is finally tuned for the winter months. But let's talk about the plumbing too in your home. Because right now, MSP is offering a free camera inspection for your drains if you mention my name, Judd, the sports dad, or Purple Daily. If you're dealing with those persistent clogs in your drains, slow draining sinks or toilets, or you're in an older home like I am, a free inspection now can avoid issues before they happen and get really expensive. Also, MSP continues to do fantastic work in the community. Their HVAC and plumbing technicians, what they're doing is they're collecting non-perishable food donations during their visits. It's a great way to give back. So if you have some non-perishable foods, you know what? They would love to take them, and they're going to go to a great cause. For info on setting up a visit, just go to their website, callmsp.com, or give them a call, 651-615-4292. MSP also your local Carrier dealer, so check them out to learn more about Carrier products.
Park Dental is helping keep your teeth clean, just like they've been cleaning my teeth for the last couple of years here. In fact, for the YouTube audience, that's how I look. That's how happy I am every time I walk into Park Dental. Legitimately, though, I was without a dentist for like a year and a half, and I through the recommendation of some coworkers, some friends, wound up at Park Dental, and I've enjoyed my experience. It's great. Sometimes you're a little bit hesitant to go to the dentist. They make it a great experience. 50 years of caring for and cleaning teeth in Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Schedule your checkup at parkdental.com. That's parkdental.com. And then before we make our final predictions, one more shout out. Awaken 180 weight loss. Our guy Doogie is down almost 25 pounds in the last few weeks thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. So if you're interested in getting a head start before the holidays, you can get a head start as people kind of put it off until January. You could start losing weight now and still enjoy holiday gatherings because they build a program through their coaching system around travel, lifestyle, going out to eat still. You can still live your life and lose weight. Find out more at awaken180weightloss.com. 844-346-1800. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Judd, what's your last prediction?
Okay, it's short and sweet. I'm going to keep it simple. Write this down. We will not know the Twins' minority owners by Christmas. So by the time we hit December 25th, we will still have no idea about who these minority owners, investors, I don't know what you want to call them, but I will call them this, nameless and faceless. And by Christmas, we will still not know who they are.
Cowards. Show your faces. God. Be proud to
Angels
be associated with this organization.
Angels of cash on Christmas. Pay off my debt.
Write this down.
All right, Dex.
I'll make a Twins one too. So we just had the Rule 5 or the 40-man roster expansion or addition that took place yesterday. So of those names, by the way, that were protected, we had Kendry Rojas, Connor Prelip, Andrew Morris, John Klein, Gabby Gonzalez, Hendry Mendez. Plus, we have a let me maybe remove the word capable. We have an arm that's already probably a lock for the bullpen in Eric Orzi. He is a man with a pulse that has thrown innings in a major league bullpen.
Okay.
He was acquired by Tampa Bay yesterday. The 40-man roster is now officially full.
Oh, boy.
However, write this down. The next big deadline day is Friday for players that will be tendered contracts that are under team control. Trevor Larnach will not be tendered a contract by Friday's deadline.
Yeah.
I've seen
He's
speculation.
projected to make about 4.7.
Yeah.
No, I'll save that.
Nope.
Save that ish.
Yep, exactly.
So
right.
we'll figure out by Friday if he's indeed tendered. And if he is tendered, they will try to get something for him, I would assume. But I'm just going to go with he's not even going to be tendered a contract.
And if he's not tendered, that's another win for right-sizing the business.
In fairness, you guys, here is I figured the whole thing out. What the Twins are doing, and it's really smart, they are operating in the new world, which post-lockout has a salary cap. So
they're innovating.
Exactly. When you look at that Larnach contract, are you kidding me? 4.2.
I love to because I got notes of why did they already fill up their 40-man roster? Not have to cut people. It's like, oh, that's no problem to do.
Give me a pencil.
In the words of Patrick Royce, give me, and I mapped it out even.
How would they possibly make some room for these players?
I like all these guys. They're all my friends.
Yeah, it's like I think Mickey Gasper and Ryan Fitzgerald are on the chopping block. I don't think those are untouchable guys here.
Sorry, that was.
Write this down.
I'd like to apologize.
You guys are my friends.
To send out a letter of apology. I didn't mean to offend Chris Carter or Twins fans.
Well, that came out too. I haven't read that yet, but okay. Final prediction here: the Minnesota Gophers football team will win out. And to be clear, I'm not even just talking about Northwestern this weekend at Wrigley Field, Wisconsin.
Oh, you're going in.
I'm saying they win out, including whatever Duke's Mayo Bowl equivalent game they play in December.
You don't beat us in Detroit.
The Gophers win out.
You don't.
Fourth appearance in the Meineke Car Bowl in the last 5 years.
You don't beat us at Yankee Stadium. You don't beat us there.
The Pinstripe Bowl? Is that
Pinstripe Bowl? Yeah,
that's the Yankee one. Yeah,
which they went to like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So there you go. Those are the predictions. The OG edition of Write That Down on the OG Score North podcast. Mackey and Judd. See you guys.